Let's talk about the 2026 bedroom trends that are up and coming. I'm jumping in and sharing of the hottest trends right now that we are going to be seeing everywhere in our bedrooms next year. Coming in at number 1, and it's a continuation from last year, we are seeing earthy colour palettes at the forefront. What is an earthy colour palette? Basically, this is anything that can be derived from nature. So look around you. We've got greens, we've got browns, we've got reds, greys, creams. There's so many different denominations. And what's so great about an earthy colour palette is it's so difficult to feel bad when you're surrounded by these colours that give us that intrinsic link to nature. Paint Brand's colours of the year are also very indicative of the way we are seeing colours over the coming year, and we're definitely seeing this with Valspar's colour of the year, which is warm eucalyptus, a gorgeous earthy green. We've also got universal khaki from Sherwin, which is a beautiful warm neutral, and then we've got Benjamin Moore's latest edition, which is silhouette. This is a unique espresso hue with refined notes of charcoal, and we're definitely seeing this across the board and in our homes as well. There's something so good about earthy inspired design. It's one of the easiest to create, and I promise it's gonna make you feel good. Number 2 is wellness oriented spaces. Now we are seeing even more of a drive and a need to create cozy, safe, and protective spaces away from the reality of our daily lives. And this is even more important when it comes to the bedroom. It's the first and the last place you see each day, and creating a relaxing haven really is at the top of most people's wish lists right now. So how do you create and tap into this trend? Well, starting with an earthy colour palette is a great start, because those earthy colours are what help us to feel grounded. So leaning into an earthy inspired interior design in your bedroom is a really great place to start. You might also want to choose to introduce organic materials into your bedroom, which I'm going to be touching on shortly anyway. These materials, again, they're going to ground you, they feel good, they bring natural warmth, and they're just going to help to create a really layered, cozy feel in your room. And other ways you can do this is focusing on your lighting. I personally hate downlights unless they're being used for their specific purpose, which is targeted lighting in places such as a kitchen or an office. In your bedroom, you need something softer and you need layers. It's going to stop making you feel really alert at the end of the day and at the start of the day. So whilst an overhead light is great to have as well for an aesthetic point of view, you want to have some touch points such as wall lights or table lamps by the bedside, which is just going to provide those softer layered levels of lighting that are going to make you feel much more relaxed. Number 3, red is still having a moment, especially throughout our entire interiors and even more so in the bedroom. Last year we saw the viral unexpected red theory, and this theory basically suggests that using a singular pop of red in your room is enough to focus the eye and pull together your entire interior scheme. And do you know what? It actually works. I always use red in my interior schemes because I just love it, and I find that it works so well in an earthy colour palette and in a coastal inspired one as well. However, don't think of it as your typical primary red colour. We are seeing much rustier, grounding, earthier tones of this red coming through this year, and it's so easy to use in a room. Whether you choose to paint a bedside table with a red, or you introduce some accents with red throws or cushions, or even going all out with painting a really cool alcove behind your bed like this picture that's going to draw the eye in straight away and create a really eye-catching statement in your bedroom. It's one of the easiest to try as well, because even if you just introduce a single pop like a red candle, just give it a go and let me know what you think. Number 4 is the rise in multifunctional furniture. Smaller spaces are quite common across the UK. We don't have the biggest master bedroom, and this is where we have to try and use furniture that's not only aesthetically pleasing, but it's going to serve a function and work harder for us. This is even more true since the pandemic years, where we've had to compromise and create offices within our bedrooms and create more of a multi-zonal space. Key pieces of furniture like ottomans are a no-brainer. They create so much more storage without eating into your floor space, and you're basically just utilizing your bed space that you've got there. But we can really take inspiration from our friends across the pond in Japan, who are known for the key to multifunctional furniture and adapting to small living spaces. Now you could even go one step further, and if you have a spare bedroom, you might choose to use something like a futon mattress which can conveniently be placed away when it's not in use, meaning that your spare bedroom can suddenly become another use when you haven't got guests staying. We are talking about the fifth wall inclusion. I always talk about this a lot, and it's your ceiling. Colour drenching has been everywhere for the last 2 years. This involves saturating a room with a singular colour for a high impact look. But we're starting to see some different ways to decorate your ceiling now, whether it's wallpaper, choosing a completely bold shade. Andrew and Moore have recently coined the new term colour capping. Now, colour capping is really interesting. This actually involves using between 2 to 3 different shades, tonally related, to create a really visually impactful space that's got some depth between those colours. With colour drenching, you do run the risk of losing a little bit of interest, and by adding in those extra colours, it looks really interesting. And in this Benjamin Moore example that we have here, they have used these colours on the walls, the coving and the ceiling, and the key to getting this right is to use tonally relevant shades. And the best way to do this is to get a colour chart in front of you, as this is how paint brands group their collection of colours together. So they have their yellows, they have their reds, they have their greens all together, and a great way to do this is literally just to lean into a shade that's a little bit darker and one that's a little bit lighter, so you get that very gentle colour shift between all of them, but they work really well together and they have an intentional feel. Let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on colour capping? Is it something you'd give a go? Linking in to our Earthy colour palette, we're going all in on our earthy natural materials again this year too. Again, you don't need to do a full renovation of your bedroom to tap into these trends this year, because earthy natural materials are some of the easiest to introduce, and this is anything that can be derived from nature. So a few examples of this are rattan, seagrass, wood, and glass, and they are so easy to use, whether it's on a light shade, a rattan basket to store all of your bits and pieces in that you don't want on show, or even just introducing some linen on some curtains or really gorgeous bed throw. This for me is the final piece in the puzzle. It is the jewellery of a bedroom, and it's going to create that layered, warm and cozy feel that is quite difficult to recreate with some synthetic materials, and you're going to get natural warmth, especially from things like wood, rattan and seagrass. And the beauty is that all of these elements work so well together because they have that link to nature. So when you are putting together an interior scheme, it's not going to overwhelm you as much if you're stabbing at the dark, but you do have those earthy colours surrounding us in nature to keep referring back to keep your bedroom on track. So those are top trends in bedrooms for 2026. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about these upcoming trends? Is there anything you've been seeing more of that you really like? And which of these trends is your favourite? I've also linked my blog for all the bedroom trends for 2026 in the caption below. But other than that, if you enjoyed today's video, I'd be really grateful if you could hit subscribe if you'd like to see more like this, and give my video a like. But other than that, I'll see you on my next video.